That Facebook Live video has actually been viewed more than 2,300 times on Facebook since it was posted on Saturday. It also has more than 40 comments, many raising the question, did security go too far? Kristen, the app went live in Medford at exactly 10 this morning, and from here on out, people in the city just need one push of a button to get a ride. Hi, I'm right here on a buck and bull. That's what this is called right here. It's the mechanical bull out here at the Wild Rogue Pro Rodeo. To put that into perspective, I'm around 5'4" in height, meaning one of these trees are about 20 times my size. Kristen, take a good look. It's snowing out here in East Medford, but just something to note here, this is exactly what local wineries were fearing when we were just having temperatures in the 70s. It handles 27 computers at the Rogue Valley International Airport, 73 at the District Attorney's Office, and 124 at the Sheriff's Office. We are looking at a change in the forecast, which is why it's perfect that we're out here, because what you're seeing right now, all of this sunshine, the clear skies, just a few clouds in the sky, it is going to change later this evening. Kristen, the robbery happened at a home on Honey Tree Lane, which is a private lane, and all three of those suspects are lodged at the Jackson County Jail this evening. They're all facing several charges.
Following in the footsteps of thousands of teens from across the nation, several dozen students at both North and South Medford high schools walked out of class today to protest gun laws.
NBC5's Nikki Torres was there as students marched through downtown Medford this morning. She joins us live in studio with more. Nikki.
Kristen, these students were clear they want change, and this is how they're going to make sure local legislators hear their voice and push for stricter gun laws. They marched from their schools to the offices of Senators Ron Wyden and Jeff Merkley and U.S. Representative Greg Walden. This is their message.
Now! What do we want? Gun control! Now!
I don't believe that it's fair or that it's right for children to have to protest for their right to live.
A bold statement from just one of nearly 50 Medford high school students who walked out of school Friday morning in part of the March for Our Lives campaign.
We have students here to protest, show their support, and the absolute necessary change that is needed not just only in Oregon, but across the nation.
Every chant, every honk in support, all to make sure legislators hear their voices loud and clear.
We have students talking about assault rifles and overall ban guns and how our teachers don't need to be armed, but here to teach us in general.
They want stricter gun laws, so what happened in Parkland doesn't happen in Medford.
It should be a learning environment. It should be a positive place, and instead it's a place where we're afraid for our lives.
It's made us even more inspired to go out here and show that this is enough.
Enough for these students to turn away from their classroom for the day.
This is a message that they feel strongly about, and this is not something they're doing every day, obviously, but you know, on certain days they're going to come and hold people accountable.
We know that this is an extremely sensitive, even a traumatic time for kids in our country because of the school shootings, and they absolutely deserve to have their voices heard.
When do we want it? Now!
While this group ranges from age 14 to 18, they say not to underestimate them. They know more than you think.
We know what we're talking about. It's not just me out here, but all of these well-informed students that it's our job to be educated, it's our job to be informed and know the future.
Medford School District plans to hold an open forum after school hours later this month to hear from students, parents, and teachers about school safety. Students who chose to walk out today will be marked with an unexcused absence. Live in studio, Nikki Torres, NBC5 News.
I can't breathe! I can't breathe!
How many security guards they had there and how many people had to, you know, jam their knee into my back. I'm smashing my head into the dirt. That's too wrong.
I was just basically struck that it was happening at that moment.
Two friends telling one story about an incident outside Howie's on Front.
Walking through a crowd and it was a mosh pit happening. I'm not thinking that anybody knew that it was a mosh pit happening, so everybody was getting pushed. So the security guard came and started pushing us out.
PJ and Rodell were at the bar early Saturday morning when things became violent.
You're looking pretty mad, bro. What the am I doing?
Next thing I remember, I'm just getting like thrown out by the security.
It takes two for y'all on?
Rodell recorded this video outside the bar. The scene now going viral. It shows security trying to restrain PJ on the sidewalk.
I I couldn't see, you know, my eyes were closed the whole time. So that's one issue I had. I couldn't remember a lot of what was going on.
They threw him on the ground here, and like 3 people jumped on him, and so that's when I started filming.
Bashed my face in like multiple times.
I can see like them pulling out billy sticks, ready to jab him in his ribs and stuff. So I was like, don't jab him. I'm like, why are you about to jab him in his ribs? And you guys are smashing his face into the ground.
As Rodell started questioning the security team,
I don't want to be filmed right now, so put that off me.
the situation got tense.
That's when I immediately got maced for filming the altercation.
I can't find my glasses.
PJ was then taken to jail for disorderly conduct.
This is the way they did it was excessive force, you know, it's just too much. I mean, I didn't need that. Like, I think they maced me, from what I've been told, like 2 or 3 times.
Rodell was allowed to leave, but most likely won't be returning.
Ow! Ow!
Both men say the video shows the security guards went too far. They hope it's seen by more people and encourages Howie's on Front to change the way its security team handles customers.
I want someone to de-escalate the situation. There's plenty of ways to go about de-escalating the situation besides physical violence. You can't always immediately jump to physical violence.
NBC5 News reached out to Howie's on Front tonight. It says it has no comment at this time. Now, coming up tonight on NBC5 News at 11, we sat down with a former Howie's bartender. Hear her story and why she says that Facebook Live video doesn't surprise her at all. Live in downtown Medford tonight, Nikki Torres, NBC5 News.
So they're staying down in there.
Griffin Berry is the caretaker for this property in Cecilville. He says he's the person who encountered Tad Cummins and Elizabeth Thomas and called the police. He says he met the two around Tuesday evening.
He said they were from Colorado, and he said he had a house fire and like lost everything.
He describes Cummins' behavior as controlling and suspicious.
He talked for a lot.
He also says Thomas didn't seem right either.
She was kind of shy, timid or something. He said she was 24 and he said he was 38.
That's when he decided to do some research.
And then we figured it out. Someone showed me a picture because, you know, I was telling him, and I was like, that's the guy.
He initially thought he was just doing a good deed. Then he learned who they really were.
We called the 911 last night.
Either way, he says he's glad he's the one who found them.
Just trying to help him out, and it ended up turning out different, but it worked and whatnot.
In Cecilville, Nikki Torres, NBC5 News. As crazy as it sounds, simply it takes everything you flush down the toilet or send down the sink drain to help power its filtration plant. And just a warning, while this story is fascinating, it's also a little bit gross. So if you're eating dinner, you may want to look away. Used the bathroom lately? Yep, it's all right here, and here, and here, and here. It's all part of the poop to power process. Yes, you heard me right.
If it goes down the toilet, if it goes down the bathtub, if it goes down the kitchen sink, it comes here.
We're at the City of Medford's water filtration plant. But this isn't a regular plant. It's eco-friendly.
It's half the power that we need to run the plant. It's about 50% of the power comes off of the cogeneration system.
The first step of that process is at the bar screens.
Where we're standing, this is absolutely raw sewage. That rake, it's just like a yard rake. It's going to go down and rake the bar screen, and it puts it on a conveyor, and the conveyor takes it to a dumpster.
Here's where the plant finds some interesting treasure.
Golf ball, some ID tags.
From there, the sludge passes through grid basins.
These classifiers separate the grit from the water. The grit ends up in this dumpster. Nuts, rice, sand, coffee grounds, corn.
All in preparation for the digesters, which work similar to your stomach.
The digestion process of the solids that we remove is what causes the methane that runs that engine.
Here's that engine. It's loud, it's big, and it works hard for you.
That's used in the plant process, in the heating the buildings, and other parts of the plant.
Saving the city around $15,000 each month and putting your poop to work to bring you clean water.